You're in bed. The lights are off. The room is completely dark, and something feels wrong. You can't explain it. There's no one in the room. The door is locked. You checked it twice. But your heart is beating a little faster than it should be, and your eyes are wide open, scanning a space you can't actually see. You're not a child. You know there's nothing under the bed. You know the closet is just a closet. And still, something in you is unsettled. You've felt this your whole life. In hotel rooms, in basements, in the gap between turning off the lamp and falling asleep. Low, quiet hum of unease that doesn't respond to logic. Here's what nobody tells you. That feeling isn't a flaw. It's not anxiety. It's not weakness. It's the oldest thing your body does. For most of human history, darkness meant something very specific. It meant you were being hunted. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. The dark was the time of day when things that could kill you were most active, and you could not see them coming. Your ancestors who ignored the dark survived less often than the ones who respected it. And the ones who respected it most, the ones who felt that hum of unease, who stayed near the fire, who didn't wander, they are the reason you exist. That feeling you get at 2 a.m. in a dark room, that's not your imagination. That's inheritance. Let's talk about what was actually in the dark. In 1949, archaeologists found a skull fragment in a South African cave called swartkrans. It belonged to a juvenile Paranthropus robustus, an extinct relative of ours, dating back roughly 1.8 million years. On the back of the skull, near the base, there are 2 puncture marks, perfectly spaced, matching the canine teeth of a leopard. This individual was grabbed by the head, dragged, killed. In the same cave deposit, researchers found the jawbone of a leopard. The canines fit the puncture marks exactly. The same species of leopard that hunts primates in Africa today, Panthera pardus, was hunting our relatives nearly 2 million years ago. And it was doing it at night. Leopards are nocturnal ambush predators. They hunt in low light. They wait in tall grass or near water sources and strike at the head and neck. Modern studies of leopard predation on baboons confirm the pattern. They hunt most successfully at night, when their prey cannot see them coming. For millions of years, this was the landscape our ancestors lived in. When the sun went down, the predators came out, and our ancestors had no defense. Because here's the part that matters. Humans have terrible night vision. The human retina contains roughly 120 million rod cells, the photoreceptors responsible for detecting light in dark conditions. That sounds like a lot until you compare it to a cat, which has around 200 million rods, or an owl whose eyes are so sensitive they can detect a mouse moving in near total darkness. But the number isn't even the main problem. The main problem is a structure called the tapetum lucidum. It's a reflective layer behind the retina that bounces light back through the photoreceptors, giving them a second chance to detect it. Cats have it, owls have it, leopards have it, dogs have it. Humans don't. Without the tapetum lucidum, our night vision is roughly 6 times worse than a cat's. In conditions where a leopard can see you clearly, you can't see your own hand in front of your face. This isn't a minor disadvantage. In the dark, you are essentially blind compared to the things that evolved to hunt in it. You are walking through their world, and you cannot see them. But your brain knows this. It has always known this. Research in evolutionary psychology has shown that the human brain has a dedicated threat detection system that activates specifically in darkness. A 2004 study by Schaller, Park, and Faulkner found that when people were placed in dark environments, their brains automatically increased suspicion toward unfamiliar others, even when there was no rational reason to feel threatened. The darkness itself was the trigger. The amygdala, the brain's threat detection center, responds to darkness even when the conscious mind knows there's no danger. In fMRI studies, the amygdala shows increased activation in dark rooms compared to lit rooms, even when participants are told the environment is completely safe. The rational brain says, "You're fine." The older brain says, "You're not." This is the core of it. Your conscious mind has updated. It knows about locks and walls and electricity. But the part of your brain that processes threat, the part that kept your ancestors alive, hasn't updated in 2 million years. It still runs the same software. And that software has one instruction for darkness: be afraid. The only thing that changed the equation was fire. The oldest confirmed evidence of controlled fire use comes from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, roughly 1 million years ago. Homo erectus, not even Homo sapiens yet, was sitting around fires. And fire did something no other tool could do. It pushed the dark back. A campfire creates a safety zone roughly 10 meters in diameter. Inside that circle, predators won't come. It's hardwired into them. Even today, lions in Africa avoid fire. The light, the heat, the unpredictability of flame, it triggers an avoidance response in virtually every predator species. For the first time, our ancestors had a defense against the dark. Not a weapon, not armor, light. And fire did something else. It gave our ancestors extra hours. Before fire, when the sun set, the useful day was over. You found shelter, and you stayed completely still until morning. Fire added 3 to 4 usable hours to every single day. Hours to make tools, hours to plan, hours to talk. Anthropologist Polly Wiessner spent years recording conversations among the Hunzi people of the Kalahari Desert, one of the last groups living close to the original human lifestyle. She found that during the day, 80% of conversations were practical: logistics, food, planning. But at night, around the fire, 81% of conversations were stories, myths, jokes, tales of distant places. The campfire wasn't just a survival tool. It was where human culture was born, where we learned to think beyond the immediate present, where we imagined things that don't exist yet. But here's the thing about fire. It runs out. Every night, eventually, the fire burned low. The light shrank. The darkness pressed back in. And for those hours between the fire dying and the sun rising, our ancestors were exposed. They sat in the dark, listening, waiting, hoping the fire would last until morning. That experience, sitting in the dark, knowing something might be out there, unable to see, was repeated every single night for hundreds of thousands of years. Night after night, generation after generation. Your nervous system remembers every single one of those nights. In 2019, researchers at the University of Munster published a study on the ecology of human fear. They proposed that the human nervous system operates as a survival optimization system, a cascade of responses to threat that extends from cortical and hippocampal circuits down to the amygdala and the periaqueductal gray, one of the oldest structures in the vertebrate brain. Their model shows that threat detection in humans is hierarchical. The brain first predicts potential threats before they occur. It simulates possible encounters. It manufactures safe environments. When a potential threat is detected, the orienting system engages. You turn your head. You listen harder, your pupils dilate. If the threat is confirmed, the assessment system takes over. You evaluate escape routes, you search for safety. If the threat is imminent, the defensive system fires: fight, flight, or freeze. That entire cascade, from prediction to assessment to action, was calibrated in the dark, by predators that could see you when you couldn't see them. And here's the part that should unsettle you. You live in the safest period in human history. You sleep behind locked doors, in buildings with electric lights, in a world where the large predators that hunted your ancestors are mostly extinct or confined to reserves. The dark, for you, contains nothing. And yet, you still feel it. That hum, that quiet unease when the lights go off. Your heart rate increases slightly. Your hearing sharpens. Your pupils dilate, trying to pull light from a room that has none. Your amygdala fires. Your brain prepares a cascade of survival responses for threats that don't exist. You're not afraid of the dark. You're afraid of what was in the dark. For 2 million years. Your body hasn't updated the firmware. It can't. The threat detection system runs below conscious thought. You can't rationalize it away because it was never rational to begin with. It was statistical. It was survival. And it worked. The ancestors who felt fear in the dark stayed near the fire. The ones who didn't feel fear wandered. The ones who wandered left fewer descendants. You are the product of 2 million years of selection for the people who took the dark seriously. A study published in 2024 in Frontiers in Psychology found that humans still show heightened emotional responses to ancestral threats. Darkness, heights, snakes, spiders, compared to modern threats like guns, cars, or electrical outlets, even though modern threats are statistically far more dangerous. Your brain doesn't care about statistics. It cares about history. You are more afraid of the dark than you are of a car, and cars kill 1.35 million people a year. Your brain is running on old data, and it has no intention of updating. So the next time you're lying in bed and the room feels too dark and something doesn't sit right, don't fight it. Don't tell yourself it's irrational. Don't scroll through your phone to make it go away. Just notice it. That feeling is your great, repeat that 100,000 times, grandmother, sitting by a fire that's almost gone out, listening to the dark, knowing something is out there, and choosing to stay still until morning. She survived because she was afraid, and you feel what she felt because it worked. The dark isn't empty. It never was. Your ancestors filled it with every predator they ever feared, every shadow that moved wrong, every sound that didn't have a source. They encoded it into your nervous system so deeply that no amount of electricity or architecture or reason can fully erase it. You are not afraid of the dark. You are the dark's oldest student.